Welcome to Coffee with Art, coming to you from the Brown Family Farm and First Baptist Church, Connerville, Oklahoma. We join together every morning to spend a few minutes reading our Bible, enjoying each other's company, and encouraging each other throughout the day. Have a blessed day. Let's see if it's going to work. Not yet. There we go. Good morning. Good morning. It is Thursday morning, and wind's blowing a little bit. Looks like it's going to be a pretty day. And we have lots of stuff happening today. Some of our church family. Hey, there's James. Good morning, James. How are you today? Hope you're doing good. Heard you had a little COVID breakout in your church. I hope everybody's well and recovering. We had a little deal in Tishomingo at the grocery store, but I think everybody's better. There's old Bruce. Good morning, Bruce. Taking our buddy Colin to Oklahoma City today. You just drive safe, Bruce. Of course, I always want you to drive safe. And let's see, what else is happening today? Baby Faye is having surgery today. Jenna said it was a procedure, but you're going to put her under anesthesia. Something with her vocal cords or something. So baby James, Colin and Bruce are traveling to have Colin's MRI done. So we just want them to be safe. I think that's about it. But tomorrow, I don't know that I'm going to be able to do this. I'm supposed to go to Oklahoma City and speak at a conference tomorrow. I'm not sure what time we're leaving, but if we're not going to do it, I'll put it up on our Facebook page and let everybody know. We're trying to figure out a way. Maybe I can still do it. I don't know, but anyway, that's going to be happening. Monday, Tuesday, I know I'm going to be at the hospital with Dad on Monday, so I know we won't do it Monday. Tuesday, I don't know that we'll be back. We'll just have to see what's happening. So Dad's having an angiogram on Monday, so we'll be over there with them and getting him taken care of. So this morning we're in Acts chapter 27. We're going to read the rest of 27. There's somebody else. Good morning. Oh, Joe. Good morning, Joe. Hope you rested well. We're going to read the rest of Acts chapter 26. All that to say, I was hoping we'd get finished with Acts today, but this week. But we'll get rid of Acts. We're not going to be done with it. We're not going to get rid of Acts today. 27:13. When a gentle south wind sprang up, they thought they had achieved their purpose. They weighed anchor and sailed along the shore of Crete. But before long, a fierce wind called the northeaster rushed down from the island. Since the ship was caught and unable to head into the wind, we gave way to it and were driven along. After the running under the shelter of a little island called Cauda, we were barely able to get control of the skiff, and after hoisting it up, they used ropes and tackle and girded the ship, fearing they would run aground on the Syrtis. That's why RTI, Syrtis. They lowered the drift anchor, and in this way they were driven along because we were being severely battered by the storm. They began to jettison the cargo the next day, and on the third day they threw the ship's tackle overboard with their own hands. For many days neither sun nor stars appeared, and the severe storm kept raging. Finally, all hope was fading that we would be saved. Since they had been without food for a long time, Paul then stood up among them and said, "You men should have followed my advice not to sail from Crete and sustain this damage." In other words, he said, "I told you so." This damage and loss. Now I urge you to take courage, because there will be no loss of any of your lives, but only of the ship. For last night an angel of God I belonged to and served stood by me. He said, "Don't be afraid, Paul. It is necessary for you to appear before Caesar, and indeed God has graciously given you all those who are sailing with you. So take courage, men, because I believe God that it will be just the way it was told to me. But we have to run aground on some island." When the 14th night came, we were drifting in the Adriatic Sea, and about midnight the sailors thought they were approaching land. They took soundings and found it to be 120 feet deep. When they had sailed a little farther and sounded again, they found it to be 90 feet deep. Then, fearing we might run aground on the rocks, they dropped 4 anchors from the stern and prayed for daylight to come. Some sailors tried to escape from the ship that they had let down the skiff into the sea, pretending that they were going to put out anchors from the bow. Paul said to the centurion and the soldiers, "Unless these men stay on the ship, you cannot be saved." Then the soldiers cut the ropes holding the skiff and let it drop away. When it was about daylight, Paul urged them all to take food, saying, "Today is the 14th day that you have been waiting and going without food, having eaten nothing. So I urge you to take some food, for this is for your survival, since none of you will lose a hair from your head." After he said these things and had taken some bread, he gave thanks to God in the presence of all of them. And after he broke it, he began to eat. They all were encouraged and took food themselves. In all, there were 276 of us on the ship. When they had eaten enough, they began to lighten the ship by throwing the grain overboard into the sea. When daylight came, they did not recognize the land, but sighted a bay with a beach, and they planned to run the ship ashore if they could. After cutting loose the anchors, they left them in the sea. At the same time, loosening the ropes that held the rudders, then they hoisted the foresail to the wind and headed for the beach. But they struck a sandbar and ran the ship aground. The bow jumped fast and remained immovable, while the stern began to break up by the pounding of the waves. The soldiers' plan was to kill the prisoners so that no one could swim away and escape, but the centurion kept them from carrying out their plan because he wanted to save Paul, and so he ordered those who could swim to jump overboard first and get to land. The rest were to follow, some on planks and some on debris from the ship. In this way, everyone safely reached the shore. 276. Wow. 14 days. That's a big storm. Kind of like our ice storm we had in February. It just kept going. I bet those 4 anchors are still there, yep. They had a few unscheduled stops on their cruise. Yeah, 14 days. Yeah, 14 days. That's what a cruise usually is. Well, as we finish our day, or continue our day, don't get too hot. And we always talk about call and check on somebody, tell them that you love them, that you're thinking of them. And always remember that Dawn and I, we love you guys. We'll see you Sunday, and we'll be broadcasting live from downtown Connerville at 11 o'clock. Sunday school's at 10, and it's going to be a good day. And we'll kind of keep you posted as with baby Faye and her surgery and stuff. So we'll do that. But as we finish today, like we always talk about, say kind words and do kind things. And I don't think I'll see you in the morning, but we may see if we can figure out some way to finish up Acts in the morning. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.